Hi, this is Kevin Trainer. Welcome to my tutorial on completing the Django Girls tutorial assignment and submitting that assignment to Canvas. This is the version of the tutorial for Windows 10. So as you can see from my screen, we're on my Windows 10 virtual machine. And I have a copy of the completed Django Girls tutorial here. If I double click on it, you'll see that it has all the directories and files in it that we would expect. Okay. Now, here's why we're not ready to submit. Okay. The first problem that we have is it's not properly named. Okay. Uh, right now it's named Django Girls, and we named it that way to have it be consistent with the directions that was over on the Django Girls site. Okay. Well, that's not how we're naming projects and the directories that contain them in our class. So let's take a peek at what the scheme is for that. Okay, so for this particular project, the directory and the project should be named your surname, your given name, Django Girls Tutorial. So for me, I'm going to name mine Trainer Kevin Django Girls Tutorial. So now I've got to rename it. Okay. All right. Now that's harder than it looks, but not too hard. Okay. So let's open this Django Girls project under its current name with Pycharm. So I click on Pycharm, and I think I had to double click on Pycharm. Let's see. Looks like it's getting started here somewhere. Okay, so Pycharm was underneath what I wanted there. Okay, so let's click the open button, and let's find our way to that part of the file system. So we don't want to be down in Anaconda 3. We want to be down in Documents. And I put it in an area called Scratchpad because it's only a temporary copy. And Django Girls is the name of the project. That's the top level directory. And now I'm going to click OK. And it's going to open up. Okay. And you can see here that the name of the project is Django Girls. And the name of the directory that it's in is called Django Girls. And we're going to rename those. Okay. So the way that you rename something in Pycharm is that you highlight it, and then you right click and you choose Refactor Rename. Okay, and the interesting thing for this kind of change is there are two different things. There's the directory and there's the project, and it wants to know which we want to rename. We want to rename them to both. Now, to do that, we need to do it 2 times. So let's do this in an orderly way. Let's do the top level one, the directory first, and then the project second. So let's click on directory, and it shows us the name Django Girls, and we're going to type over, we're going to say Trainer Kevin Django Girls Tutorial. And of course, you would use your names, right? And then we click Refactor, and you can see that the name of the project has changed. The name of the directory, well, it looks like the name of the directory has changed too. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. So let's highlight it again, right click, pick Refactor Rename, and take the second one, Rename Project. And you can see this still says Django Girl, so let's put in our more appropriate name. For me, it's Trainer Kevin Django Girls Tutorial. Okay, and we're going to click on OK. And that looks like it's renamed. Okay, that's good. Now, are we done yet? No, we're not done yet. Why? Well, because we're not sure that we have a properly configured Pycharm Django project. And there are two reasons why it may not be properly configured yet. The first one is that we just changed the name of the project and we changed the name of the directory, and that tends to break the configuration. Okay? The second thing is some of you, probably not too many, but maybe a couple, will have decided that you wanted to use the command line tools as shown in the directions at the Django Girls tutorial site, and you haven't been using Pycharm. Okay, so if that's true, well then you don't have a proper Pycharm project configuration. Okay, so for either of those two reasons, we need to check the configuration. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to go up to the menu, click on File, Settings. Okay, and the first thing we want to make sure is we want to make sure that we have a proper virtual env. So under Project, we want to click on Python Interpreter, and it says E for Django Girls Tutorial. That's the right one. But if you've been working in the command line stuff, you won't see this. Okay, in which case, if you go to the drop down, you probably won't see it. If you don't see it in the drop down, now you've got to go to the right a little bit more, click on the gear, and pick Add. And here in the left panel, we want to go with the second option, Conda Environment. In the middle here, we want the lower radio button, Existing Environment. And again, here in this interpreter line, you may see the entry that you want, E4 Trainer. Oh, see, this is the wrong one, E4 Trainer Python course. If I click on the drop down, that's all I have. So I've got to go over one more to the three dots button. Okay. And now it looks like I've got a long way to go. Okay, so how do I find my way to my virtual environments? Well, one way to cheat is, if you don't remember where they are, open up Anaconda Navigator. Okay, so get Anaconda Navigator to open up for us here. And sometimes Anaconda Navigator can be kind of slow, and I've got to go over here and click on this icon. So here it is, and choose Environments. Okay. Now, when I click on a given environment, down here in the lower right, it has a kind of a, there's a field here where it shows the work it's doing. And it'll show the path to the directory that holds that virtual environment. Okay, so I'm going to click on E for Django Girls Tutorial, and then I want you to be looking down here, and I'll look too. So here is, I'm going to click. So it's C users trainer 1 Anaconda 3 envs. Okay. Let's close this. So C users trainer 1, Anaconda 3, envs, okay, E for Django Girls tutorial, and it's not the subdirectories, it's this Python exe, which is actually kind of a shortcut pointer to the proper Python interpreter. So that's it. Now click OK. Now you can see it says E for Django Girls tutorial. That's good. Now we don't want to click on OK yet because we want to check the box make available to all projects. So check that and now click OK. And now we're going to see that this is the virtual env that we wanted. Okay, it's got the right versions of things. So that part's done. All right. Now let's go a little bit farther down and pick languages and frameworks and click Django. And this is completely empty. So in this case, I had been using Pycharm, but then when we renamed it, we broke the configuration. So the first thing, we want to make sure we have a check under Enable Django Support. That's checked. Django Project Root. Okay, let's pick it. Okay, it's this one. Trainer Kevin Django Girls tutorial. That's the one I want. Okay. Settings. Let's click this. Okay. Under my site, open that. We went settings.py. Okay, that's good. And the other thing you want to make sure is that it's pointing to manage.py. Now, sometimes on this line for the manage script, you'll see the full path, and sometimes you'll just see manage.py. Provided that the other two are pointing to the right thing, it's okay for it to say manage.py. If it's got the full path, then it's got to agree with the path up here. Okay, so that's it. Now we need to say okay. Okay, and now we should have a properly named, properly configured Pycharm Django project. All right, now we're going to need to test it to see if we can get the server to run. Okay, now on Windows, we're going to do that in Terminal. So let's go down and click on Terminal. Okay, and on my machine, it opens the PowerShell instead of the command interpreter. So we're going to have to type CMD. Okay. And let's see. This probably won't happen to you, but I probably ought to run migrate on mine because I'm converting something from a somewhat earlier version. So I'm going to type in Python manage.py migrate. Okay. Alrighty. And this is an older version of the tutorial, but I think it's going to work. And then, of course, now I need to run server. So instead of typing Python manage.py, again, I'm going to press the up arrow, and I'm going to backspace over migrate, and I'm going to type run server. And there it is. And I'm going to click on this link. And there it is. So I'm actually, this version that I have, mine has got a problem or two in it because I haven't cleaned it up from last year. You won't have that problem. And of course, by the time we meet in class, I won't have that problem either because I'll have redone the whole tutorial. And I'll have all the new changes in it. It changes quite a bit year to year. Um, and so there we are. That looks like that's going to work. So I can close this and I can come back here and stop my development server with a Control C. Um, and now I'm done with Pycharm, so I can close that. And there's my trainer Kevin Django Girls tutorial. You'll notice that I also have a Django Girls directory here. And if I open that, you can see that I have a .idea directory in it. So this is a directory under the older project name, and .idea is the metadata directory for Pycharm. And why it leaves that behind, I don't know when we rename. It's been doing it for, well, it's been doing it for years. Um, if you're confident you're not going to accidentally erase the project that you want, you could take this old Django Girls directory and delete it. Okay, and now you have what you want. Okay, can you submit your assignment yet? Well, it's not zipped yet. Okay, so how do you zip it on Windows? Well, you highlight the directory, you right click, and you pick send to, and then you pick compress zipped folder, and it zips it up for you. So this is a zip file, and this is what we're going to submit to Canvas. Okay, a whole lot of work, but of course we're going to be doing this same thing on a regular basis as Django developers as we go through the course. And yeah, there's a lot of little parts to be done, but you get good at it. All right. So that is our tutorial. You're ready to submit. You have a properly named, properly configured Python Django project. That's just what we need to grade. So I'm going to leave you to do the submission, and I'm going to say bye for now. Bye bye.